Hello, welcome back to TNT's Blues Corner, episode 13. We're going through the reviews of my guitars, and today we've landed on what I consider my best all-around workhorse guitar. It is a Fender, as so many others I've shown you, but check it out. Two Pearly Gates Seymour Duncan pickups that are stock, standard to this guitar. This is the Big Apple. This guitar is a 1997 Fender Big Apple. It's got a 5-way selector switch, and it just goes through these pickups in different configurations. Just the neck, out of phase, almost gives you a little bit of that sound. Then you got both, and then you got a combination of this. I think maybe it might be the humbucker in this piece. Maybe that's how it works. And then just the back humbucker here. Pearly Gates, modeled after Billy Gibbons' Pearly Gates Les Paul. Hardtail, very rare. I've been hard pressed to find another one of these guitars anywhere. Online, anywhere I've looked in shops. So when I saw this one, I had to have it. As soon as I played it, I had a 2000 Strat Black American Standard Stratocaster with the TBX. It was an incredible guitar. It did have the veneer, which I didn't like as well as the non-veneer. I guess around that time they were putting a veneer on so the black paint wouldn't get into the grain and cause it not to look solid. But it was a great guitar. Anyway, I've already talked for 105 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and show you some of this guitar. We're clean. We're in the neck position. Oh, and again, if anybody's thinking or wants to ask, this tape here, which was given to me by my brother, is there because it gets, when I play so hard, the E string would get caught up underneath the pickup rings here, these cream colored guys here. So I put that piece of tape there probably 5 years ago. It serves its purpose. Anyway, here we go. We're going to start with the clean. I'm playing through my super reverb. These are great playing guitars. They sound great. You get the best of both worlds, in my opinion. You get a wonderful neck, Fender playable neck. You get the functionality of the 5-way switch. You get the awesome tone that I feel for all kinds of music with these Pearly Gates. I even put one Pearly Gate in my Les Paul. And you get a hardtail Strat, which best of both worlds. I don't use the whammy bar. I'm not that type of player. So when I bend strings, I don't want them to go out of tune, and that's what happens if you don't block the back on your Stratocaster. Try it sometime. Play an open note, bend the string up from it, and play that open note, and listen to it go down. It just happens, and unless you block it. Anyway, it gives you the best of both worlds. So I'm going to go through here now. We're going to go, well, we'll play a little bit more here, some single note stuff. Alright, we're going to move on down to the next position where we're going to have that in-between sound almost on a Stratocaster. Now we'll go into the middle, which I believe is both humbuckers. Man, my hands are sweaty. It's 97 degrees here today. It's about 7:20 on a Sunday. If anybody caught my video yesterday, I put up just a quick thing. I was out on the porch, beautiful day, just kind of making up tunes, and I recorded some of those, and I give you a snippet of what I was doing. That was this guitar through a Fender Champion 600, not an old one, but a newer one. Single tube, single knob, volume, great little amps. Okay, we're going to go down here to this other in-between, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth position on a Stratocaster. Sounds a lot like a Strat. I mean, this is a Strat, but it sounds a lot like a single coil Strat in that position. Play this a lot, I'm sure. That's a nice little thing in A to use over a rhythm or something. And where I got the gist of this from was from a Zeppelin tune. It went. I'd like to see somebody, if they know what that is, put it down in the comments and see if you can get it right. But imagine a little bit more distortion and Paul Jones playing along and John Bonham in the background keeping the beat. But anyway, I got that, and I just took it a little farther sometimes, and I'll do this little intro. It goes. Just a little bit of it to go. Or you can do it quicker. There's always those little things you can find to add to your music. But anyway, now we're going to go down to the final position on the guitar, and that's the back bridge humbucker. Wow. That is bright and nice. It's bright, but it has meat. It has a presence. It's not thin and bright. It's just bright with some bottom end. This super reverb is definitely pushing it out today. How about this? Hendrix did some things like that, but man, that thing is beautiful. They talk a lot about the Twin, the Fender Twin as being a standard. And that's because it's always available. If you're wanting to rent and you're playing some gig and you don't have any gear, you can normally rent a Fender Twin all over the country, typically. In the old days, that's very easy. But the Super Reverb is instead of two 12s, as the Twin has, it has 4 10-inch speakers. So you get a different bass response and a different high end and a different complete package. And in my opinion, for blues and such, and people like Stevie Ray Vaughan played one of these and some others, the Super Reverb, B.B. King played Super Reverbs until he got into the solid state my opinion, these are great amps for that, for the clean. And you can kick on something like I'm going to do for the first time here in this review, because I'm going to go backwards now through a lot of my guitars using some distortions. So what I was going to do is start that now. And I'm going to just play a little bit, and then maybe I'll do another review on this just with the distortion. And when I say distortion, it's not going to be heavy. I'm not a shredder. I'm not doing that stuff. But just a good grind for a blues playing, maybe some heavy blues like what Joe Bonamassa is kind of getting into and has done for years. But not a real heavy, thin distortion, but something that's got some grit, it's got some balls. And what I'm using right now is an AC booster to get some of that. So here's the AC booster made by Exotic Effects. Hopefully that's coming across. I know I've taken a little bit of a drop in volume because I turned it down a little bit. Hopefully it comes across. But when I do the full review using the distortion pedal, I'll make sure that you can hear it and the tones are right. But anyway, that's I'm just going to do a little bit with the neck pickup so you can hear that. Oh, another thing about this guitar I noticed when I was measuring it, what I mean by measuring it, when I was using one of these, I don't know if you ever can see that. The light today is not very good because it's a little late. This is a fretboard radius tool, and what I can use this for is I get the fretboard radius, and then I can adjust the bridge in the back to mimic that radius. This is a somewhat flat radius for me. It's a 10. And I'm used to playing the 7 and a quarter, and then of course my Les Pauls have a little bit more on, I think, the 12 side. But this is a 10. It's a nice in between because I can get these big bends, but it doesn't choke out. But it's still comfortable and it feels round, and it's just very comfortable to play. So and you can do. A little bit of Jimmy Page there, and other things. You can get those nice bends. I think I might have got to the limit there. So there is a limit, but it is 10. It's the best of both worlds. So anyway, there's my believe 1997 Fender Stratocaster Big Apple with these babies, and it is big. Now, before I close off for the day, I'm going to show you something I've recently purchased that I'm reading right now. I'm not endorsed by this, but it's a guy that I've seen actually at his bar in Chicago. It didn't see him play, but I got to go in there. It's Buddy Guy. I was actually in Legends a few years ago, and he was just standing there while people were walking by. Some people didn't even recognize him, but there's the man, Buddy Guy. And I'm telling you, this is a great biography, autobiography, from where I've started at least. I haven't got through the whole thing. You can see where my pick is. That's what I use today as a way of keeping track. But it's a great book. It talks him from his youth as a sharecropper with his family, going to Baton Rouge when he was junior high, say, and living there for a while, and then all the way to where he left to go to Chicago, and that's only to here. He's just now getting to Chicago. Where I left off, he just met Muddy Waters and had a big break to play in a bar, and somebody called Mud to come down and talk to him, and he's just now getting started. He has a long road ahead of him. He went to Chicago, I think, in 1957, and it was just all uphill from there. A lot of struggles, though, in the first few months, 6 months or so, and then through his whole life. I mean, Buddy's not had it easy. He's not like an Eric Clapton or somebody who had a lot of things handed to him. Eric Clapton's a great guitar player. I'm not saying anything bad about him, but Buddy went through a lot of downtime because of changes and for other reasons he struggled a lot through his life. But it built the character, and he is by far, in my opinion, the greatest showman. B.B. King, I've seen him live, is a great showman, and he keeps a crowd. But Buddy has something special too. It just, you can't take your eyes off of him. Even when his playing might not be on some people's standards of great playing. In my opinion, he's a great player, no doubt. You know, some people say he's a little messy, but it's pure emotion when he plays, and that's what I really gravitate towards emotion. And if you see him live on YouTube, or maybe you get lucky enough to see him live in person, he'll captivate you, no doubt. And this tells you a little bit about the origins of that and where he got that ideal from. And I don't want to give any away, but go check it out. Buddy Guy, When I Left Home. So there's this guitar. I know it was kind of brief. If you want some more of this guitar, because it is a great, amazing guitar, and if you want to hear some more things with it, or you want to see anything that I've played, broken down a little more, or something you're trying to work on, and you need some help on, maybe it's bending or vibrato, or it might even be just wanting to know a little bit of the standard blues kind of licks. Anything like that, blues scales. You want to know those things, you want me to break them down, you want me to work with you on it, just send me a personal message or leave a comment down there, and I always try to reply and do whatever I can to help people out. Or if you want to know some more about guitars in general, you want to know about how the best way to, and would be in my opinion, to put strings on, or guitar maintenance. I'm doing some guitar maintenance on my own. What kind of strings I use. You already know some about the picks I use. Any of this stuff, please just ask, and we'll make it happen. But I'm going to play you out, and thanks for listening and for hanging through this long into the video, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.